Hey, welcome to Cow-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this video is all about the Nike Air Max Portal. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories when I review a pair of sneakers, and then at the end of the video I will give these Nike Air Max Portals an overall rating out of 5 stars. If you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, and if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel. So let's start the review off as we always do by checking out these Nike Air Max Portals on feet. Currently available in loads of different colorways via the Nike app and website, these Nike Air Max Portals are technically and listed as a women's shoe on the Nike app and website, but the size run for these is more unisex because they run from very small, a UK size 4, all the way up to a UK 14, which is usually saved more for men's shoe runs. So I would say these are more of a unisex shoe, and I don't really think gender should really come into the conversation when you're buying sneakers. If you just like the way they look, then you should buy them. I don't really think it matters if they're a women's shoe or a men's shoe. These for me though, I'm not really all about the way that they look, and that's mainly because of the heeled effect that you get with this sneaker. It's because it's broken up in the middle of the foot with this big arch that leads to this incredibly chunky Air Max unit in the heel, and then the chunk continues with this almost platform style midsole towards the front of the shoe. Now, it's just not a look that I like. I don't really like it when midsoles are separated. I don't really like the fact that the midsole is so chunky on these that it does elevate me to an even taller person than I already am. But that being said, maybe I'm not the target market for the Nike Air Max Portals. I'm not the biggest fan of how chunky the heel unit is on this, but it does house this oval shaped Air Max unit that you don't see very often in a pair of Nike Air Maxes. And then on the outsole, you've got an incredibly rugged, durable rubber outsole on these. And then the upper is made from a quilted polyester kind of mesh, which is reminiscent to that found on the Nike Air Max 97s and some of the other 2000 models like the TNs, Nike Air Max Plus, stuff like that. You've got a very small swoosh on the outside of the foot in the plastic TPU detailing. As you move towards the rear of the sneaker, it's where the second fabric comes into effect more prominently, and it's almost like, if I scratch it, it's got like a scratchy kind of neoprene Teflon effect to it that houses the heel cup but also runs along the inside of the shoe, almost like a mud guard on top of the chunky midsole unit for these. It runs around the toe box. Then you've got the laces for these, which are just circular standard laces. Another Nike swoosh at the bottom of the laces, and at the top they've got the Nike Air branding. On the inside of the foot as well, you have a very small Nike embroidered swoosh too. I just don't think they are for me. I'm not a massive fan of overly chunky shoes, and these for me are just far too chunky, and I don't like the fact that there's branding everywhere. There's just one too many Nike swooshes on these, and I don't know why they didn't just continue the embroidery and embroider this TPU swoosh on the outside of the foot as well. I just think it would look much better. Now moving on to their comfort, well, I'm going to put this chunky midsole to the test on my back doorstep. Comfort wise, these are a bit of a muddle. That's because I found that when I was doing the step test and walking around in these, I got a nice amount of give and bounce back and energy return from the heel unit for this kind of 2-part midsole that houses this oval Air Max unit. I really like the way that that felt underfoot, but as you move towards the front of the shoe and you kind of get this platform style with this high arch in the middle, the remainder of the forefoot is made up of a kind of harsher, firmer, rubberized foam, and it just didn't have the same energy transfer as the rear. So whilst I felt comfortable in the rear, I didn't feel that comfortable up front. And it just also felt like I was definitely walking in a heeled shoe because of this exaggerated arch in the middle. And I didn't like that feeling at all. Again, these probably aren't targeted at someone like myself. Maybe I prefer more of a flat running style midsole and outsole. I did not like the arch feel that I got from these, and again I felt the front was just very different comfort wise to the back. Now on the upper, on the other hand, is really nice. This cushion material continues on the inside. You've got nice foam cushioning around the heel and the ankle and the tongue. Fit wise, they're an absolute true fit for me. Don't worry about going half a size up or half a size down. That being said, lengthwise they were perfect. I'm a perfect UK size 10 in Nike shoes, but widthwise I did feel them start to rub a little bit on my little toe. I've got slightly wider than average feet, so if you do have very wide feet, I'd definitely go half a size up. Now I want to talk more about their weight, where I want to put them on the scales. Coming in at over 400 grams per shoe. Now these definitely fall into the heavyweight category. I consider any shoe below 300 grams to be freakishly lightweight, anything below 350 grams to be lightweight, and anything above 400 grams sadly to be a bit too heavy, and they fall into this category. Now I wouldn't mind if that weight transitions into extreme comfort with this incredibly chunky midsole unit, but it doesn't, and you can definitely feel the weight of these in hand and on feet. I did feel at times like I was lugging these around, and I don't like that, especially if you're going to wear these for an extended period of time. They are going to wear your feet down. Now moving on to their breathability, I'm going to pump this quilted upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. Not a bad result in the breathability test, but not the best. Now you could see from the video that the only place the smoke really escaped from is the quilted layer of fabric that sits just above this scratchy neoprene Teflon style mud guard. The other areas of quilted fabric above that, towards the laces and towards the top of the shoe, didn't really let any smoke escape at all. It did escape very slowly, but maybe that's because the majority had already escaped from the lower levels of the quilted upper. So it's not the worst result, but not the best. So I would probably say they're averagely breathable. Now moving on to their price. Now this is probably the best thing about this shoe, is that it's a brand new Air Max silhouette from Nike, and it comes in at £100 per pair, which is a great price point. And a lot of people thinking they're going to be popular for that reason. And that they're probably right, because you don't find many shoes now. I mean, officially they're $99.99, so they are under that three-figure £100 mark, which is going to attract more buyers, especially as you get this incredibly chunky midsole unit that people are probably expecting is going to offer a great deal of comfort. But in my experience, I found them quite muddled, and for that reason I'm going to give them a very average 3 stars. And that's probably a little bit generous, because I'm giving them a little bit more than maybe I probably would, because I don't think I'm the target market for these. I'm not the biggest fan of these looks wise, and that's the main reason why I've given them such a low score, and the fact that I just find them way too heavy. The comfort is average, and again I think it's quite muddled. Breathability is quite average, but the price is quite good. So I just think though that two big things for me are the weight and the looks, and I just can't get over that, so I can't give them any more than 3 stars. Now if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to drop any comments below. You can also give the video a thumbs up right before you leave if you haven't done so already, and please do follow me on Instagram as well if you've not done so too. Hopefully I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye.